Hello there, YouTube. This is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with my initial thoughts on Hasbro's Powermaster Optimus Prime. Now, this is, for the most part, one of the best repaints I have seen in a really, really long while. This is based on the Ultra Magnus Generations mold. He has the same weapons, the same overall transformation, but he's very heavily modified, both in the trailer and even in the cab. So the cab features a new remolded front, although not too different. It definitely has a higher grille and the smaller windows still, but the headlights are different. They're not slanted and tilted into the grill. We have the smokestacks here, which is a really cool added bonus. And then the trailer has all the sides and panels and whatnot on it. This isn't completely cabbed all the way in. Anyway, so overall, it's a pretty cool vehicle form, very reminiscent of the G1 version of Powermaster Prime. Now, somebody already has plans for one of the third-party companies already have plans and teasers for an Apex armor for him, so you can get the Super God Master Force Jinrai out of him if you really want. Although, I'm going to wait to see how the new Japanese version of this looks, because they went a couple steps further and remolded him even more with new chest plate, new armor, and a couple other places. He's got more opposable feet, which on this figure is my biggest problem, but I'll get to that when I do the transformation. So, like all the Titan Returns characters, he comes with a art card with tech specs on the back. So Powermaster Optimus Prime comes with Autobot Apex. Now, originally, Apex was the armor, and he had High Q, or in Japan, Jinrai was the human character who was his Powermaster. Now, the biggest difference between Powermaster Prime of old and Powermaster Prime of Titans Returns is he's been turned into a Headmaster instead of a Powermaster. Meaning he doesn't clip onto the front, he clips on as the head. But, look past it, we have a Powermaster Prime. So, in vehicle mode, the front of the truck does not disconnect, although you could if you wanted to unscrew this, and you could actually disconnect the cab. I'm surprised somebody already hasn't done that and actually make the cab transformable into a robot as well. But, so far, nobody's done that. So, you get a nice range of motion for that. The wheels do not spin overly good. You can see a couple of them spinning. They are the friction wheels that in my opinion, plagued the Transformers Prime line. And one of these wheels right here does not like spinning at all. I think there's like a little tab or something extra in there that's preventing that from spinning freely. Right in there. But overall, we have the guns on the side as well as these guns. Now you can always take these off and put them in the back. We can just untab this. Bring down where we can load additional Transformers. We do have to be careful of these lips. They're kind of in the way. But, you know, you can fit other deluxe class Transformers in there. Like, I have Chrome Domes in here. He should fit in there. So, he doesn't fit smoothly in there, but he does fit in there. Good to know. Yeah, so, I'll fold this thing back up. Vehicle mode, not bad. But how many of us are actually going to display them in vehicle mode? Small percentage. So, first step for transformation, we take these guns off his pieces here. We'll put those back on when we transform it, just like Magnus. Man, I have some of these Lego bags floating around at my feet, and it's annoying. Alright, so after we take the guns off, we just want to kind of like untab these pieces. Now, if you've seen Transformers before, these kind of pegs really look disconcerting when you're popping them off and out, because they wear out over time. However, that seems to be the way we're doing it nowadays. So, these will also connect to Fort Max's ports for the Titan Master leaders to make Autobot City or whatever it is. So, once you get those untabbed, I'm just going to finish untabbing everything else back here. It all tabs in. Things move where they shouldn't move and so on. Once those are untabbed, fold these back in and kind of just tab those into place. They more sit there than tab. And once you have that, unclip those, rotate them around, and snap them into place. Now these snap in really well. You almost have to pop them out significantly to get them out. So once we're at that stage, we'll come down here to the legs and just separate them. Fold this piece up and legs down. Now from here, this is like a feature just like in Magnus. You kind of got to bend this to untab it, rotate it up, and tab it in up here. And then the foot, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's do the other side first. And then this panel just comes up, tabs into place. Same with this side. And the foot just comes down, out, and forward. Down, out, and forward. Like that. Now from here, it looks like it has a very nice range of motion. You can get them standing up perfectly. There's slight issues with the way this transforms from here on out. So this panel comes all the way back here. And then this tabs into here and folds in, forming those big bulky legs from Generation 1. Just like that. And this is where I start getting issues with the legs. So for the upper torso, just adjust the camera here. We'll fold this back down. Fold this whole unit up. Here, we'll push this down and in. So this part, we just untab and spin. And then this whole thing folds right down in, just like Magnus. So at this point, we'll want to open this and remove Apex. Could have done him that earlier or later, doesn't really matter. Set him down. Fold this panel in, right here. And then reach in here, pull out the helmet, and just kind of lay it back there, just unfold it. Then fold that side in first, then this side, tabbing it in with the Autobot symbol. We just raise the chest plate, clip it in place, and we have the main figure in robot mode. So from the feet all the way to the torso. So now we take Apex, who is pretty cool little guy here. Just kind of try to focus on him. He doesn't have a lot of paint on him. But he definitely looks like the suit that Jinrai wore in Super God Master Force. Now, the head for this guy very much looks like Orion Pax and or Cup. So, they have pretty much the same head. So transform that, you just kind of fold the feet up. And to attach it, just like all the other Titan Masters, just pop the head into the neck socket. Now at this point, he's got a very small and teeny tiny head. We take this helmet, put it over it, and the eyes end up showing through. Now, I would like red eyes personally because that's what he had originally, but this isn't bad. Now, the head's not particularly lining up perfectly here. So I'm just kind of like trying to line it up better. And it's still off a little, but you get the idea. And his head actually spins all the way around. That's pretty cool. You do lose the up and down motion for the most part. You do have a little bit, but meh. So then his weapons are tab in a little bit better than Magnus, because there's actually a slot in the bottom of his armor for the bottom of each weapon. So it's not just being held in by the fingers this time. That was one of the things that was really annoying with Magnus. So those tab in pretty tightly. And there you have Powermaster Prime in robot mode. The only thing we're missing is his cannons from his shoulders, which we can just tab in. Which those are all on hinges, which is kind of cool. So he is not overly back heavy, but if you do tilt them too much, he does go. Overall, really nice looking. Okay, so like I said earlier, I had a complaint, and that is with these legs. You have to have one notched all the way in, and the other one notched out one at all times, because of the way these legs fold in here. There's no room. And then the feet are already on permanent tilts, so there's already a gap over here. So that is my biggest complaint, which means you lose all usefulness of the hip swivel here, just because it's so long. But you can do a lot of cool poses nonetheless, like that, because he does have the bulk to support it. Now, overall, I think this is a very successful figure. I'll just go through the articulation real quick. A little bit in the foot due to transformation. Just under a 90-degree bend in the knee. Swivel. Ratchet that goes all the way forward and about 10% backwards. Ratchet hip. The gun still does occasionally fall out. We have finger articulation here as the whole. No waist swivel. We do have a head swivel. Ratchet elbow, or shoulder, not elbow. And a friction fit elbow with a swivel up in the upper arm. And that is it, besides these four motion. Oh, and that shoulder swivel ratchet too. So now this is not everything for this character. There is still another mode, and that's his base mode, like he had originally. So to transform him to that, we'll just undo these cannons. Put them aside. We will take the apex off, put him aside, pull this down, pull this out, and then we're going to fold the helmet back into a chair for apex. Like that. And we're going to close that up, fold that back out. Undo him, spin him around, and clip him back into that mode. So here, at this point, we'll bring this whole thing down. Fold this out. Fold these forward. So that sits nice and flat with the truck still out there. Keep that up. Just adjust the camera again here. Next thing we'll do is fold these feet back. Like that. Unfold these legs. Turn them like this. Rotate these up. Oops, sorry about hitting the camera there. And then fold these down, edge, and bring these legs out so those just kind of line up like that. Then we take these cannons, just tab them into the side cannons. Something's not lining up here again. There we go. Same on this side here. Tap it in down here. And then these this is not lining up. There we go. That's better. And these will tab in right above the wheels. Kind of conceal those. In there we have Titan Master Base Mode. Now, you take Apex or any of the other Headmasters or Titan Masters, you can peg them on any of these little peg holes. Also have Chrome Dome here. So, just grab his master for a second here. And they can peg into the cannons. They can do all sorts of things. So the playability of this guy is just phenomenal, and I can definitely see kids loving it. They are not going to have much of an issue with the legs like I do, but, you know, whatever. The only thing that concerns me is how to attach it directly to Fortress, because of where these clips are. I'd assume you'd have to move one of these out to the side to clip it on, and that would be your ramp to Autobot City. But, that being said, overall, he seems to be a very awesome figure. Now, if you want a more G1 look for this, we can actually do that. So, you just take all this stuff off again. These you can leave on. What you'll want to do is just rotate this down and the hand up, and the gun up as well. And I was just playing with them earlier and kind of just came up with this. So, just kind of untab this whole unit, and we'll spin it back on itself like we were transforming back into vehicle form. Like that. Just kind of tab it in down here, wherever that tab went. There it is. And take the foot, fold it back under, like that. This whole unit you can just fold back so that the wheel well fits underneath the elbow. And it's almost like this was designed this way, but they didn't transform it this way because it was too complicated. Because just where everything is cut, it looks good. Fold that piece up. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. But it definitely looks like this could have been the original intention of the transformation, and they just pulled the plug at the last second. So once you have it here, fold these panels down and line the ramps up. Now, this needs to go one more. So I find with one leg you don't have to do it, but with both, you actually have to move the truck cab out of the way. But there you go. You now have a more G1-like base mode. Now, there's not a lot here, which is probably why they do it the other way, but you do have the ramps in the front, the more sprawling look. Now, there's definitely something else. Like, you can definitely get it more lined up. But that's my little modification to this whole base mode thing. I don't use the base mode, so these can actually tab back in here. You lose some of the mobility of them, but I don't know. It's up to you what mode you want to display it in. I have fun with this figure. I think it's pretty good, even though the feet, the legs, not so much. The Japanese version have fixed that by doing long articulated feet, so I'm very interested in picking that up eventually, because I'm a very big fan of Jinrai. So hopefully the Apex armor that's coming out for this will also be usable on that. That's why I kind of picked up this as well, because if it's not, then I can kind of choose which one I want as Jinrai. But that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know this is long, 22 minutes, but thanks for bearing with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please post a comment down below, and I will get back to you. Yeah, so this has been my initial thoughts on Powermaster Optimus Prime from Hasbro. See ya.